I think you froze.
Okay, we started.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there's Ellie. Good morning, guys.
Ellie,
So
good
we're gonna
morning.
call this one getting started.
We are, absolutely. And I think therapy Thursdays, mental health Thursdays, whatever you want to call it, just to help people out there relate to our little story
Yes.
chat.
I think the whole goal is to make our Thursdays more therapeutic, So
Absolutely.
that's funny. The dogs heard us talk about your dog and now they're all like trying to get up. I'm
They're
like,
all
no.
coming in. I know.
No,
Ellie's
no,
like,
no.
oh,
She says, I want to be a star. So, so for anyone who doesn't know us, I'm Robin and this is Susie, and we are longtime friends. We have a very diverse background, and by no means are we rogue scholars or PhDs. We just really feel like we can help get messages out and help maybe say the things people won't say out loud. We'll say them.
we'll
We don't
try
care.
and we'll absolutely try and say them. This is Ellie May. One thing Robin and I have in common is Texas, even though both of us are not from Texas, but we met in Texas. Ellie May got saved from Texas, and my other dog's in the background. You might see her at some stage. But Robin and I met in Texas, and we, got on really well. But we also figured out we had a lot in common. I am now currently based in Italy, because of mental health reasons as well, and we'll get into that along the way. But I just got to the stage, I was coming up for 50 and thought, I can't keep working like this. I am just working non-stop. I had no life, no partner, single, and thought, is this going to be my life? Is this it? And I thought, no chance. I've got to make changes. So that's where I am. Obviously, there's more to my background. I'm Scottish. Grew up north coast of Scotland. I have gone through school. I went through university. I got my master's in counselling and education, or human development, at the George Washington University. So I've been working as a counsellor for the past 5, 6 years in Texas, but for many, many years before that. Um, that's a little bit about my background. Obviously, there is trauma, and that'll come up now and again. There's quite a lot of trauma, and Robin and I can relate to that, and we will bring it up when we discuss different topics. But we don't need to bombard you with everything right now. But over to Robin. I think I've covered my
I think
side
you've
of
got
things.
it. Yeah, so I mean, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I'm a honey. I'm not a grandma, I'm a honey. Grandmas are, I don't know, I'm just not a grandma. I'm just not
You're
there.
not a grandma.
I'm
You're
Nope,
not a
I'm a
grandma.
honey. My kids have been everything, but Susie and I really resonate and relate to one another on so many levels because I told this to a client on Tuesday evening. I said, my road has been anything but easy, but I can honestly say I'm better for it. And she just was like, many people won't say that. And she said, you share with everyone and you're always helping everyone. And I said, because very few people help me. I
Mhm.
said, and the help I did get, morphing in the last 51 years, came from places I unexpected them.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what I'm aiming for with this is as we bring people on and have guests and things like that,
Mhm.
is the help and the understanding and the path, the doors that open. They don't normally come from where you think they should come from.
I like that you're mentioning that, and I like where you're going with that because, well, you know what just happened to me? I just, took the dogs over to Sicily to hike and ended up and visited an old friend. Now, we were friends for 20 years. We met working on cruise ships when I was 18. Now, this bunch of people, I went there and I helped their family. So when I was like 21, I was just a new teacher in England. This family reached out to me and said, our mum's in hospice. Can you come over and help us? And I said, absolutely. Now, that same family, when I got rushed to hospital for emergency surgery, was nowhere to be seen. They didn't come near the hospital, and when they did, they caused trouble and had to be removed because they were annoyed that I had to get emergency surgery. So I was just absolutely shocked. I would never, ever have thought that would have happened. I thought this family was a lovely, caring family. And like what Robin said, we give, but you know what? That will never change. That will
No.
never change because that's in our heart. And you don't give to receive anyway. That's the way I think we both see it. You give to give out of the kindness of your heart. But I was absolutely shocked. And who came to me were absolute complete strangers. I mean, the reason I got the surgeons I got is because of the man in the next bed made a phone call. And I was told that by the head surgeon. When I got wheeled in, and I mean gripping to life. Seriously, I'm not being dramatic because I didn't realize how close to death I was until they actually explained it to me. And when I got wheeled in, and well, it was actually I had to go see the anaesthetist first, and she said to me, "Who are you?" And I said, "Excuse me?" She went, "No, who are you? Because we just got a phone call from someone really high up in Sicily, like saying to take care of you and to get you in now and blah, blah, blah." And I thought, I have no idea. They must have the wrong person. But it was the old man in the next hospital bed that made the phone call.
That's so
Complete stranger,
kind and
isn't that?
great.
Complete
And see, and
stranger.
he didn't say a word to you. There's so
No.
many times that I watch myself do something quietly, or I have received something quietly, or I love to watch other people and you see it and they think no one's watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best kind of kindness. You win, and you never say a word because it was done out of quiet kindness, which I
Yeah.
think is why having platforms on social media and things like that now are so important, because people need a quiet place to
Mm-hmm.
relate, but maybe not say it out loud,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
by maybe watching a video, interacting with the video, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But commenting, sharing, messaging into us, all the things. But I think that society has lost a lot of that gentle kindness.
Yeah, well, why does it come from complete strangers? That's the thing. Like when I look back on the whole, and the old man, the reason I knew it was him, he actually did say something because when I came back from my scan, now I went for the scan with him, but he saw me getting pulled out the scan, taken into the room, and be told what was going on. Now I was previously told that I had uterus cancer, so I was trying to deal with, okay, I've probably got uterus cancer. And then all of a sudden, I was told, we've made a mistake. You're going septic. You don't have cancer, but you need emergency surgery now, right? So I was it's terrible. I'm sorry for anybody out there who has been diagnosed with cancer or has cancer right now, but I think you can relate to this. I was kind of relieved, so relieved that it wasn't cancer anymore. But now all of a sudden I'm septic, I need emergency surgery. And I just didn't even get my head around it. But he just said, "Don't worry, I know people." That's all he said, is like when they were grabbing me away, "Don't worry, I know people." And obviously I didn't think about it until I was told somebody's called in for you. But not just that, it was just the kindness of the staff. When I woke up, the kindness of the girl in the bed across from me, you know, I woke up and I'm just in shock. I'm in a different country. I can't talk the language yet. And the kindness of the woman in the bed across from me before I went to surgery, when I came back from surgery, she then left the hospital. Another girl took her place. Well, we're now still in touch. Like, we couldn't even speak to each other, but we spoke to each other through our eyes because we had gone through the same surgery. Um, Mine was emergency though, and hers wasn't, but it was a similar outcome. Um, and it was just absolutely incredible. But what also brought us together, even though we couldn't speak to each other, and see what you think about this, humor. And I think you saw that video. We got brought together with humor because we were all so sick. And I just tried, you know, I tried my best. And that's that she actually said to me, "You're a special person, Susie, because you made us laugh." And you know, you have this energy. You know, she said it was a special energy, which, you know, when I do hear that, I'm not only proud, I'm glad, because obviously I'd rather have a special energy that made people feel better than a shitty energy, right? but
Right?
but yeah, so I think, you know, humor also brings people together.
Yes, I think it is, and it's neat you brought up your health, because one of the reasons we're doing this is based on a, y'all bear with me, my buddy wants some water and she's having herself a little fit over here.
No problem. Go
Little
for
bun
water.
bun's having a moment, but I'm coming. Um, is Susie and I are both avid readers and avid improvers upon
Help.
ourselves.
Yeah. Self-help readers.
Yes, and I think that comes from the years of not really knowing the best direction or how to handle, or why are we handling it by ourselves, all the things. I just think it's life, and I can't even say it's us, I think it's everyone anymore. I think life comes out just swinging, and you're just standing there going, okay, well, I don't, because it doesn't come with a manual, it doesn't come with directions. Thank God there are women and men, I'm going to say and men, that have written things for people to sit in the quiet of their home, read, and, you know, get something out of. And and I say and men because we'll talk about the two books we're going to loosely base our podcast around. But then in a minute, remind me to tell you about this other book that I've been on and I think is great. But I think it's just interesting that health is kind of everywhere now. And I think it maybe was before, but now we're seeing it used on more platforms and it's not so taboo. So, like the book I chose, we each chose a book to base our like wellness on this podcast. And mine was Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory, because so many times that has just been prolific in my life. And I remember reading that for the first time and sobbing. I remember reading her passage about let them a few years ago and sobbing and being like, what the Jesus?
I know, and it's such a simple concept. It's like our 5 second rule as well, but it's such a simple concept.
But it
But it's
was
so
eluding
hard.
every one of us.
Yeah, it was so hard for any of us to do because we feel obliged. We grow up in a society, especially with families, and Robin and I will get into that. We're both estranged from our families, and it's very difficult for people. Even though I have met people that were in worse abusive situations than myself, and they would not walk away. They wouldn't
Mm-mm.
just let it go. Like, is it let it go? Is that what she says?
Let them. So, and
Let
here's
them.
the funny thing,
Yeah,
like I
let
have
them.
it tattooed on my wrist.
Let them. Yeah.
because that's where my watch is. So I look at this arm
Uh-huh.
all day, every day. So it's right there at my watch
Let
band.
them. Yep, let them do it. It's funny now that we're mentioning tattoos. I am also a tattoo artist, as Robin is a creative also. But I have a more fatty tattooed on my hand, and that was from that film. And a more fatty means love your fate. So
Yes.
yes, and it was from the
It's,
film. But going back to the books, so we've got good old Mel Robbins, obviously, in on this podcast, and Dr. Kelly Turner wrote a book, Radical Remission, and she goes through 9 stages of not only and I resonated with this. My cousin is fighting cancer right now, and she's been fighting cancer for 3 years, and we have been like researching, we've been doing everything, but Kelly Turner's book, the 9 areas of her book, it's not only to fight like strong diseases in your body, it's mental health. It's a pure schedule for sorting out your mental health, absolutely.
oh, I agree. I think that mental health is a huge factor in any disease or, crazy treatment you're going through or radical life change due to your health. But I'm with you. Her book is not just
Oh,
remission from what it's doing to you.
you know what? I'm going to jump in and go back to what you've just said, um, like about your mental health being a part of like diseases and causing diseases. And now, when I was rushed into hospital, I was told that I had diverticulitis, right? Diverticulitis. And there is no study to show how this is caused, but there is studies, but there's no medical reason. So what they found is everyone that's been diagnosed with this have been through pure trauma and stress in their early years of their life.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it because think about it. Your whole health system starts in your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And stress and anxiety. I've had an ulcer since I was 12. I mean, imagine what that's done to my gut system over the years.
This is crazy. When I was told that, I wasn't shocked at all. Wasn't surprised. But I also, obviously I was told things over the years, but I really didn't take it seriously. I didn't think this could kill me. Like I knew I had issues with my gut and everything, but I didn't think your gut could tear. I didn't think you could go septic. I didn't think it would kill you. This I would have been taking it way more seriously
Oh,
than
yeah.
I obviously was. But just going through this, like what you say, I mean, going through this though has been a big wake up call, a big boot up my ass. Absolutely. And do you want to, will we run through the areas really quickly?
Yeah, let's hit the top 9. It's 9 in that list, right?
Yeah. So, she talks about radical diet change. And I've done this before. I'm not sure about you. Um, but one year, I said to my husband, I want to go plant based because I was really sick at the time. I was married to a lieutenant colonel in the Marines, and we were, kind of hobnobbing in the White House and in the Capitol building, and I was in a bad way with my stomach. I got to the stage I just couldn't eat anything. So I said to him, please, can you support me? I need to go plant based. And he absolutely did. We did a juice cleanse, a 10-day juice cleanse, and I went plant based for 3 years. And it was the best 3 years of my life, and I should have stuck with it. There you go. What's your little thing on the
Well,
radical diet change?
so
Woo!
radical diet change, we all know a little over a year ago. I was diagnosed with celiac disease. I don't have a gluten allergy. I don't have gluten intolerance. I had undiagnosed of 50 years, because I was 50 at the time, celiac disease. So I'm fixing to be 52. So we're closing in. It'll be 2 years this coming August that I found out. And they were just like, I remember this, the surgeon who did because I had to have a colonoscopy, right? Because, I was officially old now. But because I had had ulcers and I am a recovering bulimic, I had an esophageal tear. And he said, "Oh my gosh, it's been like 20."
Ah, I don't
Yeah.
think I knew this, Robin. Sorry,
Oh,
because I was
yes.
diagnosed. Did you know I was diagnosed with celiac when I was 18?
No.
Yeah. Okay, learning new things.
There you go.
Go
Yes.
ahead,
So,
though. Go ahead. Sorry.
when he did my ENG, he said, "Well, we're there. Let's just, check both." Mike Lanta, I can't believe anyone hasn't checked this in all these years. And I said, "Well, the first one wasn't that fun." I do have to say they've come a long way with scopes down your throat. And I'm going to
Yeah.
say 27 whatever years ago. That was crazy. I didn't care if I ever had one done. Again, I was just like, So I lived all these years with things I couldn't eat because they didn't go down right. So he came back and he's like, I didn't know you had celiac disease. You didn't tell me, it's not in your chart. I said, I don't. And he was like, but you do. And I was like, oh. And so all the things, so I have the first 6 inches of my intestines off my stomach are deteriorated.
Well, it's the same.
Yeah. And so he was like, you have to make changes. So a year ago, I went and, he said, "We'll do a blood test. You don't even have to fast. It's like fast and dirty, right?"
Right.
So he calls me back and they tell me my celiac numbers are at 280.
I didn't even know they could do that. They couldn't years ago.
Yeah, so well now they do. So they
Okay.
see like what I guess the enzyme levels or whatever are in you.
Yeah.
So mine are
Wow.
less than 2 now, a little over a year later. I had my blood work done at like a year.
You
And
know, it's
so,
just. Sorry, go
but
ahead.
I can't eat so many things and people don't
Yeah.
understand.
No, they don't, and that's what my friend was saying. It's an invisible disease, and especially things with food, people don't get it and they don't understand it. And I mean, the last time I saw my mum, she was very nasty about me not eating gluten. And I thought, and look at me now, emergency surgery because of it, because I never took it seriously. I was told at 18 I had celiacs. I've just continued eating. And obviously, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I just had no idea. I mean, because I was told I had celiac, and then I left Britain, went to Australia, went to America. Oh, are you
Where'd you
there?
go? Yep, we can hear you. We
Oh,
just can't
I
see
just
you.
put something. Sorry. See if I can get me back.
Touch your camera.
There
There you
I
are.
am back. There you go. Um. Yeah. So I think just people not realizing. I mean, a lot of people do realize if you don't take it seriously, it can kill you. I guess I didn't believe it. I just thought you get diarrhea, you get a bad stomach, you hurt, la 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 la. But no, it sounds like it's the same sort of thing because it was my intestines that were all infected in all the pockets and everything. But then it burst. My colon has
Yes.
completely burst open, and I had a 9-inch lesion, and that's when I mean, but that's been going on for years. So
That's crazy.
yikes. Anyway,
I
taking
know.
control of your healing. The next one. Will we jump on to the next one, or because we'll obviously go back to this because
Oh
there's
yeah, probably
to say.
100 times.
Yeah, there is a lot to say. I had no idea that we've got way more in common than
I
we
know it's
even
kind of
realized.
crazy.
Yeah, well, which makes sense because if we grew up with trauma, and not feeling certain things that we should have felt from our parents. Like I felt lost, no support, ignored, you know. And I'm not sure about you if you felt that too. I mean, no wonder it attacked our intestines.
Well, I do agree with that completely. Crazy enough, they have decided that certain forms of it are hereditary.
What, celiacs?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Crazy.
Mm.
Which, now I look back and like I remember my real mom, my actual mom, we'll call her my actual mom because she's passed. But because when you hear me say my mom now, it'll be my stepmom.
Right.
She had celiacs, and I remember being so like, well, you just cut it out if it's going to make you feel so much better, blah blah blah. And she was like, it's just not that easy. Well, it's not that easy, but I have such a different outlook on it. Such a different outlook on it of like, so she died of cancer, and here's me. I'm not dying. I'm
No.
not going to die. But my grandmother had diverticulitis like crazy. Crazy, like the leaky gut version, like what you were having. And so here's me. Well, holy crap, do we all have it?
Well, yeah, because it was all probably trauma based as well. Now you've disappeared. There you
Oh,
are.
there it is. I had to turn
We
off the
better watch
alarm.
our time though, because we were going to try and make this 30 minutes, remember?
I know. We better hit the rest of the list because we've got about
Let's
4
just
minutes.
run through the list quickly because we want to keep the viewers holding on because we will get there. But yeah, no, that's trauma. That's unhealed trauma in your family for sure. Right, so taking control of your healing and your mental health is number 2,
Yes.
which we all need to do, and we all have stories about that. We'll run through this really quickly, but in our next podcast, we will hit it. Does
Oh,
that
yeah.
sound right? So, meaning number 3 is finding meaning, finding purpose, like finding your spirituality, whether it's God, Buddhism, kindness, exactly. Just finding meaning and purpose. Number 4, positive emotions, joy and optimism. Well, I think
Yes.
Robin and I are probably the most 2 optimistic people you'll ever meet in your entire life, which pisses people off, I will add.
Yes. That
But
I love being told
oh
you have
well,
such a Pollyanna outlook on it. I'm like,
yeah,
I
I know.
said,
You
if
know
you really
what?
wanted me to have a different one, you won't enjoy me sitting in the living room floor drinking tequila straight from the bottle, crying and cussing.
When people say that to me, you're too optimistic. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm like, I will be this optimism has not only brought me joy, but
It saves you.
brought me goals. Yeah, it saved me. Like the mindset has definitely saved me. Absolutely. If I didn't have the mindset I had, and probably you feel the same, yeah,
Exactly.
I wouldn't have got through what I've got through. Number 5, natural remedies. That's a massive topic, right? Number
That's
6.
probably going to be a couple of podcasts itself.
Oh, absolutely. Natural remedies. I just gave my neighbour, I've just been soaking. Have you heard the avocado stone one? You heard
No,
that?
I started to read about that. I have it bookmarked.
Oh, I've been doing it for years. So you save avocado stones, just chop them up, and they're actually
Yes.
soft. No, who knew that avocado stones were soft? You chop them up, you soak them in alcohol for weeks, shake them every couple of days, just shake them, and then I siphon off the liquid. I am like the witch in this village now. I've been giving it to everyone because it's working, and word's getting out that it's working, and like, oh, people are coming up to me going, "Can we have some of that healing liquid?" And I'm like, "It's just avocado stones," but it works. It works.
Perfect.
So there's one for you. Past number 6 is dealing with past trauma and stress. Really dealing with it and letting it go. Number 7 is social support, family and friends. Now
Find
this
your tribe.
I know, and this is a tough one for me. This is going to be a tough one. I think if you move around a lot, it's tough. I think you might have that more secure than I
Yeah.
do. But yeah,
I moved a lot, um, going into high school and through high school, you know, and then we've moved some in my adult life, but I have been blessed to be here for 20 something years now.
wow, I just can't imagine that. And you've got like Robin's got a partner, Robin's got children, grandchildren, as she said. I don't have a partner right now. I didn't have children. So I am solo with my two lovely dogs though. So that's where I'm at. Um number 8 is meditation, and yoga practices. So getting mindful practices into your life, which is just huge. I don't know about you, Robin. When did you have the
Game changer. Game
yeah?
changer.
When was that? Mine was 2020. That's when I found Anne in Midland. That's when I started yoga. 2020. Isn't that crazy? It's
I
only 6 years
probably
ago.
I probably started it in my let me see, in my early 30s. And I used to do it at home with my small babies,
Right.
late 20s, early 30s, because I just needed my meditation time and stuff would be like maybe while the kids were in the bath, maybe right after they went to bed or whatever. And
Mhm.
it just, yeah, my early 30s. And it really does change you. It does change you to have movement and some time for peace.
Absolutely. Jumping back to the whole did you say early 30s there?
Yes.
20s. When I was 29, I think we've discussed this before, but this is Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. When I was 28, 29, 27, 28, I was living in Washington, D.C., and I had a mouthful of black metal mercury fillings from lovely growing up in Scotland. And I decided to go to the dentist and get them all taken out because, I was surrounded by Americans with these lovely white teeth, and when I opened my mouth, you could just see like grey. So I went to this dentist. She was actually Filipino, and I was just sitting here the other night thinking about it. I must have come across like a fucking angry person because she sat me down one day. Not only was she soaking my feet in this weird shit that black was coming out your feet, and that was ages ago, right? And she was like, "This is going to help you," and I thought she was mad. But then she said, "And now you're going to listen to this." And I thought, what on earth? She forced me to listen to Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and it changed my life forever. Like, I remember, she's drilling, she's taking fillings out, and there was a section of the book. He was sitting on a park bench, and he shut everything out of his life, and he gave up everything, and he sat on this park bench for literally months, and it was like he was in a meditative state, and he came to the epiphany of, I'm creating my own pain. Like, I am creating my own pain because I am doing this to myself because nobody's doing it to me any longer. And I totally thought, oh my God, that's me. I'm creating my own pain because I've moved away from my pain body was my family. And I thought, I've moved to America, but I've brought my pain body with me. And I'm angry and but they're no longer around me. Why am I so angry? I'm free now. And I tell you what, that was it. That was the switch.
Yep. And it does just happen like that. Like one day you're just like, screw it, I'm done.
hmm It was unbelievable. It was just lifted. So I
Hmm.
wonder, I mean, I would love to like meet her now and go, right, how was I? How did I come across? Obviously, I was coming across something for her to do that. And then, yeah, after the calmness was unbelievable. But I had a lot of anger towards my mum. I remember that, and I just let it go, and that was it. So that's number 8. And number 9 is a sense of purpose. Motivation. It motivates you in life to have a sense of purpose.
That matters.
Mm-hmm.
That matters a lot. And I told you I would bring up the book that a man did write. And this is probably, so I find that more people think this is the uncommon likelihood of where this book came from. He is not the most likely. Does that make sense? But if you have ever followed him, truly followed him, you realize it's very likely. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote a book called Green Lights.
Uh-huh.
And it's stop being your own. I mean, green light your life, man.
Mm-hmm.
Green light you. Not just you can't always just pour into everyone. You have to pour into yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. Period.
Yeah.
I remember reading that years ago thinking, man, my cup's been empty a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I am blessed. Susie knows my husband, and I am blessed. He pours into my cup more than I think I deserve most days. But he assures me that I fill his overfull all the time. But to find someone who gets you at, at a later stage in your life is probably the best blessing, because you've already been through the ringer, the mud, the storms, the hurricanes, and for someone to still see you inside of the mess is a gift. And I was a hot disaster.
Well, I'm
And
hoping
so
and
was
praying
he
it's
when
still
we got each other.
Or was he? How old were you when you met him then? How old were you?
I was 38 and Justin was
Wow.
26 when we married.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people, there was a betting pool. We'll wrap it up because we did run a little longer than we said, but I think this will be a great way to end it because, you
Absolutely.
talk about.
Everybody's going to be like, what happened? What?
Yes, when you talk about finding the humor in your life,
Yeah.
in finding like you. So the funniest part about it is there was a football pool, like where you buy the squares,
Mm-hmm.
on how long our marriage would last
That's
within
terrible.
Justin's family.
Wow.
And
And
so
that wasn't a joke, right? That wasn't a joke. That was
no, that wasn't a joke. So, but a couple of years later, it was like days before our anniversary, we took his dad to dinner. We were eating at Olive Garden in back when I could eat pasta anywhere. And well, now we also know why it made me sick.
Yeah, right.
So we were sitting there and he brings it up. Like, so the joke is that we knew about it, but no one really knew we knew about it. And so he was like, look at y'all now, who would have ever thought? And, we quietly just sat there and I was like, well, who knew, And then he discussed, what he bet that we would last. Y'all, it was like 6 months. And I was just
How
like,
many years has it been?
we are fixing to be married this year, 13 years. Yes. And so like I made a joke of it. Like right then, that's the perfect example. Was I hostile? Yeah. But I instead flipped the script and said, well, who knew? I said, well, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not the girl you bet against.
Do you know, it's funny, someone just posted that they got married 2015 and I got married then as well, and I thought, God, we would have been on our 11th year if that had, all worked out the way it should have worked out. But there you go. So let's wrap this up. And
Yes, because I think we've told everyone how much we really will cover, talk about, bring people in. But yeah, but I mean, I would like to end it on that. Like, if someone comes at you with negativity, flip the script. Be the
Mm-hmm.
girl they don't want to bet against.
And let's just explain what we do right now as well. What are you working as right now, Robin? What do you do right now? Because
Well, I
we
work for an oil and
both
gas
have
company.
a lot of what should I call it? Career hats as well, Robin and I. We've
Yes, Robin
gone
wears a lot of hats.
through.
Robin lives on a small farm. Robin owns a multi-vendor boutique that houses 30 vendors. It gives small business and side hustles a place to have a brick and mortar and grow. I love that. It's more of a mission than anything. Do I really make money at it? We- My husband's an accountant. Um, I also have an oil and gas job. I'm a receivables clerk, payables clerk. Sorry, and that's a very stressful job. But I still do some hair for my favorite clients. But I think my biggest roles really are I do as much with nonprofit as I can, and I think my mission is just helping all of us be the best we can be through. I told my kids every day, as long as you get up and try tomorrow to be a little better than you were today, you will win in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm working as well. I can't legally call myself a therapist because I'm unlicensed, but I have my hours and I have everything apart from the bit of paper that gives you the license. But I work through Psychology Today as a
Yes.
life coach, support coach, whatever you want to call me. I am working with individuals remotely to support them have a better life, to support them understand who they are, what they were, where they're going, and just to create this ultimate amazing life for themselves. So I am doing that based in Italy, but I came from an education background. I was an art teacher for many, many years, and then I became a tattoo artist.
I
And
love that.
pardon?
I said I love that.
Yes, and then I ended up owning 4 different studios across America, which was amazing. And I still am very, very passionate about my art. I hope to start painting again. But, I'm bought a little house in Italy and I've been doing all the work myself, so that's still creative, right? But that's where we are and that's where we're at right now. So we will see you next week. And it was just lovely
Yes.
to see you, Robin, as
It was
well.
lovely
Just
to see you, not
started
just
finding a
talk to
few
you.
myself. But
All right. Well, y'all
bye
have a
guys.
beautiful week and we will see y'all soon.
Buona giornata.